Welcome to the Ambassador Arena. My name is Nantia Smith, and I manage the Young Scholar Ambassador Program at the Davidson Institute. Our graduating ambassadors have the opportunity to spotlight in the arena. They have worked hard over the past 18 months to develop and successfully implement their projects. Each ambassador has put together a short video to share their project with you, and afterward, they share some inspiring and encouraging words of advice in my interview with them. Today's presenter is Class of 2022 Ambassador Mark. He is the founder of the Lighthouse Initiative, which aims to inspire students to express themselves through the art of filmmaking. Enjoy his presentation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Leschinsky, and I am 16 years old. I'm from New Jersey in the US, and I'm also part of the 2022 cohort of graduating ambassadors from the Young Ambassadors Program. My project's title is called the Lighthouse Initiative. In September 2020, I started the Lighthouse Initiative, or an acronym TLI, which was named after my first film, The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse Initiative is the very first student-led 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to democratizing the diverse art of filmmaking for students globally. With my community initiative, I'm on a mission to inspire and empower other young students to express themselves through filmmaking and experience the joy and power of being heard through the art of cinematography. To fulfill this mission, my initiative hosts a signature free film class series taught by me, an award-winning student filmmaker. Initially, I started TLI with the goal of helping just a few students in my local school community. I wanted to share my passion for filmmaking with a few of my friends and close peers, but as my initiative gained traction, it began to grow before my eyes. The scale that it has expanded to today is truly incredible. Through my program, I have personally taught almost 200 students in the United States, and it makes me incredibly happy to see more and more students sign up each day. TLI has also published an educational book to spark interest in filmmaking in young children, entitled Beanie the Bunny Teaches Children About Filmmaking. The book is now published on Amazon, and I'm already planning the plot and artistic design of the next one. In addition, I organized the Student World Impact Film Festival, or SWIFT, to promote student participation in filmmaking. Currently, I'm coordinating to have its landmark premiere at the AMC Empire 25 Theater in Times Square, New York City this summer, which is an incredible milestone for my program. Altogether, all these initiatives are cumulatively furthering my program's mission to empower students worldwide to express themselves through the art of filmmaking. And as I look back on my journey, it is extraordinarily heartwarming to see how my initial aspirations turned into a present-day multinational nonprofit organization with a film festival, podcast, film clubs, and a published book. Additionally, I'm always planning the next big projects for my initiative. Over the past week, I've been coordinating with the New York Public Library to have my free film classes launched this summer at the flagship libraries across New York City. In conjunction with that, I am currently working with students in the US and in the Philippines to establish filmmaking clubs at their universities. And alongside these new initiatives, I'm always working on illustrating the next filmmaking book, recording the next podcast episode, and teaching an ever-growing cohort of aspiring student filmmakers. Along the journey, I've learned an invaluable amount about myself and the world from developing the Lighthouse Initiative. While I initially learned that many students overlook filmmaking as a creative outlet, I've also discovered that there is no limit as to what they can accomplish when given the resources to thrive. I've seen firsthand the incredible spark that lights up in countless students when partaking in my program. It's truly a mesmerizing experience each time, and it continues to motivate me to keep going in order to make an even bigger impact. I truly believe that we children are dreamers, and anything is possible for us. And that's why I initially even began my program. So now, after some brief background, I wanted to go into the website and also the film festival itself, and also some other parts of the program. So here's the website of the Lighthouse Initiative. On this website, we provide a lot of resources for student filmmakers, including like a blog series, educational videos, free resources, and a lot more to provide resources and help and assistance for aspiring young filmmakers worldwide. And here we're supported by Canva, Davidson Institute, Microsoft, Hotjar, Grammarly, and a few other companies as well who support us in our mission. So as you can see here from the website, we have our core filmmaking class, which is about like a 3-week program where we teach about filming content, editing software, and then filming hardware as well, and then also storyboarding. And really, that's like, the main parts of a movie, and we teach those core areas of filmmaking through our program. And we emphasize as well that really no experience is needed or expensive equipment necessary. Anyone can join our program with any level of experience with filmmaking, even like total beginners. And no expensive equipment like, like DSLR cameras or lighting or green screen or any of that. None of that is necessary at all. All you need really is a phone to record with. And that's really one of the main core parts of our initiative that we're trying to teach to students, is that you can really make an award-winning film with just your phone and even some free editing software, even not even needing like expensive editing software or programs like that. I was honored to be able to do that when I was younger, about the age of 11, with just my parents' cell phone and a free editing program. And I really wanted to teach other students through my initiative that they too can do that as well. We have this story here where I describe, kind of going over it a little bit, the movie that I first made when I was about 11 years old, that really got me into filmmaking, was about a teacher who really inspired me. And here's a picture I have with him here on the website. I was an inductee to the National Gallery for America's Young Inventors. And during the induction ceremony, I met Mr. Frankovitz, this teacher, and he's a teacher who really helps students find their purpose in life by introducing them to being creative and to invent. And that was in September 2015 around. And then a little bit later, I joined his other students in their learning, and I really was able to see here the true positive influence of him on his students. And I saw how he really guided his students in the correct direction in life, like a lighthouse guides ships, by teaching them to be creative and to invent. And so inspired by this impact on his students, I really wanted to make a movie about Mr. Frankovitz, an educational documentary that I could share with others. And at the time, I had no experience in filmmaking, no expensive equipment, no help, nothing really, but I did have the motivation to make this film about a teacher who really impacted me. And so with my parents' cell phone and a free editing program, I finished my first movie, and I called it The Lighthouse, which was named after him. Like I said, how he guides people in the correct direction in life, like a lighthouse guides ships in the darkness. And here's a link to a media article here from the Akron Beacon Journal in Ohio. And it discusses the movie I made about him. But kind of getting into my story more, inspired really by this first success, I set out to make a second film. And this movie was about an unusual friendship of two children living in different countries and drastically different time periods. And I called this movie Tay-Tay. And I was incredibly honored once again to receive awards for this film. And then I made my third and final movie to date so far, which was a movie I called We the Children. And this movie was made in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since really as a pandemic hit, I realized that TV stations only ever showed perspectives from adults on this huge disaster. And I wanted to make a film about students' perspective on the virus. And so I called it We the Children, and about 21 students of different ages and backgrounds participated in my film. And then in September 2020, kind of like I mentioned towards the beginning, my main story is that, at the time of my first movie, I thought, as many today do, that filmmaking is only really reserved for the wealthy and well-established who have resources to make professional films. But at that point, I really realized how my experience exemplified that this is not true, and that filmmaking is really for all. And so I assembled a student board and created TLI to democratize filmmaking and teach students globally about the diverse art of movie making. And that's what's led to my initiative really today. Today it's run by me and a group of students dedicated to making change in our community through our passion for filmmaking and creative expression. And now I talked about before, we're also really fortunate to be supported by, huge names, Microsoft, Canva, and a few other companies. But going into other parts, we have our team here. We have a student board of directors, which includes me and then a few other award-winning student filmmakers. We have Michelle, Christian, Shivangi, and then Amelia. We also have John. And really, it's a dedicated team of students who work really hard to empower, other youth aspiring filmmakers worldwide to pursue and to explore the art of filmmaking, really. And it's incredible. Our team is really, it's an awesome team that I have. We meet, frequently to discuss like new initiatives, how the project is going, if we should change things. And it really is an incredible team of dedicated young students. And we also have a board of adult advisors, which includes Ms. Smith from Davidson. I also have Mr. Baum, who is the founder of the largest chocolate expo event in the US. He has 18 years of experience in event planning and coordination. And he's really invaluable to our program. He provides a lot of advice and support when needed. And then we also, on our website, feature our awards for our films. So these are honors and awards given from over 80 international film festivals and art competitions to work that was created by us. And this includes a Scholastic Gold and Silver Keys from 2021 and 2020. And then numerous film festivals here. We have selections and awards to work that was created by us here at the program. And then your curriculum, I went over that. It really, again, it's a diverse curriculum. It encompasses a lot of different aspects of filmmaking, including actually filming, editing, at the very beginning, storyboarding, putting the whole movie together. And at the very end, while we emphasize that only a phone really and a free editing program is needed to make an award-winning film, sometimes film equipment may come in handy possibly, or may be useful in some certain situations to make a film even better. And so we teach our students about all the film equipment that they can use, and we provide the equipment to them as well, like DSLR cameras, lighting, tripods, green screens, everything. Through our program, we teach virtual and physical programs, but through the physical, we teach this part to both, but during the physical programs, students actually have a hands-on experience and really are able to grasp that true amazing experience of having like a DSLR camera and lighting and a green screen and all that stuff. It really is an amazing experience for them. And then here we have resources as well. So we have a blog series where we talk about like different parts, like aspects of filmmaking, and different new concepts or ideas. Each of these, it's a blog post. We talk about different things here. And we also have the Film Sessions podcast, and that's on Spotify here. It's also on Amazon Prime Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, a lot of different platforms. And yeah, we have the podcast here where we talk about different aspects of filmmaking. We feature different award-winning filmmakers, both student and adult. And we really hear from stories of really inspirational filmmakers on this podcast in order to motivate other young students who listen, or other young filmmakers who listen, to also possibly get into filmmaking. And when it comes to the Young Ambassadors Program impact on this, it really truly was a lot. Young Ambassador Program really gave me a lot of resources and help to build this program and to give me guidance and support when it came to different problems I had to face, and it really was invaluable for me. We had monthly seminars with different professionals in different areas and different fields. We're able to learn from them, and then we also had many discussions, and we have also think tanks through our program where we can talk to each other and kind of figure out what's working, what's not with our individual programs, our initiatives, and discuss different ideas and possibly improvements for each of our programs. And it really is like a community here at the Young Ambassador Program at the Davidson Institute. it's an absolutely incredible program. And I would highly encourage you to apply it if you're interested in starting your very own community project to make an impact on others. Overall, I'm really on a mission to empower other young students to express themselves through the art of filmmaking and really have their voices heard through that medium and through that creative outlet. And it's truly a mission I believe in, and it's been an incredible journey. I've learned so much from this, and it's been truly an astounding experience to um, develop all of this and to create my initiative. Thank you so much.
And now it's my privilege to introduce Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
Thank you for being here today. That was such an excellent presentation. Thank you so much for walking us through your beautiful website. It's so informative and it looks so professional.
Thank you so much.
I do love your success story. The fact that you stumbled upon filmmaking at such a young age, found out that it was a passion of yours, right? And now you've created this platform to share your passion with the world. And I think what you're offering to students is so important and so needed, especially today, right? Just a chance to learn a new skill that can also serve as an outlet for self-expression, and then also have that opportunity to share it with others. So when you started your training in the ambassador program, you were just focused on teaching and finding the where, when, and who to teach it to, right? It was, where can I find a place that will allow me to come in and teach this? When can I do that? And who, which students? So now you've expanded, you're branching out in various areas, you're still teaching, you've published books, you're planning this amazing film festival, and you're creating podcasts. So what has surprised you the most from working on this project for the last 18 months?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Nuntia, for the introduction. It really is an honor to be here today and to explain and talk about my project a lot, since it's something that I really, truly do care about. One thing that surprised me a lot, really, that I didn't think of before, was more so what drove me to start the project in the first place. And kind of as I've gone along and developed the project, it's really surprising to me that many students don't realize that filmmaking is really a creative and powerful way to express yourself. And it's really an amazing outlet for that. That's one of the things that motivated me a lot during the initial planning and introductory phases of my project, where I realized that, I made my first movie and a couple after that. And I realized like how powerful and how amazing it really truly is to have your voice heard through the art of filmmaking. And what surprised me was that other students didn't seem to also kind of delve into that and realize that for themselves as well. It seemed to me at the time when I was first developing the project that students didn't really even know that filmmaking was a way they could express themselves, since they would think that, they need expensive equipment or fancy gear to be able to make something meaningful and to make a movie that can really highlight, their passions and their feelings. But in making my first couple of films, it really inspired me to also share that passion with others, since I realized, how like empowering it really is to have your voice heard through that medium. And so that's what inspired me to create my initiative. And it's still, somewhat surprising for me as I'm developing my program, to see more and more students who didn't or didn't realize possibly on their own that filmmaking could be something they can pursue and they can express themselves through. But I'm very happy to see those people, since I can inspire them, and I'm really grateful to be able to inspire them to pursue like filmmaking and to create a movie and to make something that they're really proud of. So it makes me really, really happy to be able to do that for those students. But it is kind of somewhat still surprising for me to find those students who would realize, or who would like superficially perceive filmmaking as something really reserved for those with equipment or like resources. But I continue to love to be able to find those students, like I said, because it means that I can make a difference in their life and help them realize like the power of filmmaking and how they can have their voices heard through the art of film.
Yeah, great. And I think too, in that process, you're slowly kind of debunking the myth, right? This obstacle that most teens believe that, like you said, you need fancy, expensive equipment, and really they can use their phone, right, to film a lot of things and create that self-expression outlet, right?
Yeah, and I love you mentioned the phone too. That's also something that has surprised me, which is like how great a phone really is at making a movie. Like you don't really need much. It is quite surprising, the technology that's advanced so much now, with like mobile phones and different manufacturers who make excellent cameras that are put into these phones that can capture excellent video. Even some definitely comparable to like professional cameras, if not better, since they're more in a much more of a scalable factor that's more efficient to be placed in a phone, and it's very like quick. It records very fast, and it can save quickly, as opposed to some cameras which take like long time to like process the entire footage and save everything. So phones really are surprisingly like an excellent tool nowadays for making something really meaningful and empowering, with regards to making a film.
Yeah, yeah. And I imagine most teenagers nowadays have some type of phone, so they have what they need to be able to take your course and
Mhm.
start this journey.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Like everyone has a phone nowadays, even teens. If not that, then like an iPad also, which also has like a similar camera to the phone. And even younger kids now are starting to have phones too. I mean, I know when I got my first phone, it was like I was in like the teenage, but now like my siblings, they got their phones when they're much younger, like 8 or 9 years old. So it's really making it more accessible for more people, not only with having a phone, but to be able to make a movie also with that technology.
Yeah, yeah. And I imagine many parents would be happy to know that their students are using their phone for more than just texting, right?
Yes. Mhm.
And you put so much work into creating this project. What is your call to action for our audience?
Yeah, so I love to encourage everyone to explore filmmaking as a way to express themselves. I know a lot of people traditionally love to like draw or paint, or do other creative activities to be able to get their minds going, and to kind of um, spend their time in like a meaningful way to be able to do something fun, with regards to that. And I love doing those as well. But I love to make movies, and to like edit in software, and like use my phone to film things and take pictures, and to create videos. So I would encourage everyone to explore filmmaking as another way that they can spend their time, and maybe like just try it out maybe once. Like it's always really like fun and amazing to try different things. Like pick up your phone that you probably have, a cell phone, and like go outside. Maybe I first started by taking pictures and videos of like nature and like flowers, and like trees and leaves. I really loved that kind of stuff when I was first getting started. So I would definitely encourage you to pick up your phone, and to go outside, spend a little bit of time out there. Like your parents would love you to do that anyway, like spend time outside. Um, and like take a few pictures, take like videos, maybe try to be creative with like how you do that, like think which angle would look cooler, or just try to experiment, and try it out. I think it's something really fun to be able to do. I love doing it as my main hobby, and my main interest. But I know a lot of people, like, like I said, they love drawing, like arts and crafts, from like pottery, clay, like things like that, all of which I love doing as well. But in addition to those, like I said, I would encourage you to try filmmaking as a way to also creatively like get your mind engaged. And as another call to action, the program hosts free filmmaking classes, which is taught by award-winning filmmakers, student filmmakers. So it's definitely something to look into if you really enjoy filmmaking, and you want to understand like the really inner workings of how to make a movie, and how to like edit video and like professional software, usually only like pros use in like Hollywood and things like that. It's actually pretty accessible to us too. It's just we don't know about it, since it's something that's not talked about too much, which is what I'm trying to make more accessible in the first place to students. So I definitely encourage you to visit the website and to check out the program. But more importantly, above all, really, like I said, just to get outside, or like, I know a lot of my friends also love to make like videos of and films of like people acting in the movie. I know it's something really popular too. I personally have more experience with like documentary type film, and also like filming like nature and things along those lines. But I know a lot of my friends love to like have like their friends like be actors in movies and like play roles and have a lot of fun with that. So get a few of your friends, like, get them all together. Like, let's say you want to make a movie, and encourage them to like to play some roles. You don't have to like make a script and everything, like you don't have to like go crazy. Just like have some fun impromptu recording of your friends, and try to make something happen. I think that's a really fun activity to do, and I would definitely encourage everyone to do that.
Yeah, right. Just kind of tap into that creativity.
Mhm. Yeah.
I love that you are encouraging, students to go out there and just really slow down and see things from a different perspective.
Mhm.
Right. So
Yeah.
that so now that you've completed the training, what's next for you?
Yeah. So first of all, the training has been invaluable to me. I mean, really, like through all the seminars, and also like we have think tanks here, where we like all get together, all the ambassadors, and we talk about like different things and what's working, what's not. It's really been an amazing experience to have all that, and to grow my project through that experience with the Young Ambassador program. And now I feel that's really prepared me for like the next level of my program, which I'm doing now, which is a much more professional and like really established version. In the future, I'm working on publishing more books. I already published just recently, a couple of weeks ago, a children's book on Amazon about filmmaking, which I was really fortunate to be able to do. Um, and I also like host a podcast series, like you said. I'm looking to develop that further in the future as well. And also this summer, I'm planning a lot extensively to have our very own film festival within the program. If you didn't know, in the filmmaking space, like they have film festivals, which are like events for filmmakers to showcase their work and to have awards also sometimes. So I'm working on now that the Young Ambassador program has really set me up for success in that way. I'm working on now having our film festival at the AMC Empire Theater in Times Square, New York City, this summer, which is going to happen. I'm working like a lot on that right now, to make sure it's going to be an amazing event, and it's going to be an awesome festival with workshops and screenings and awards also. So that's something I'm working on in the future.
It's so exciting. So exciting. I can't wait. And then lastly, there's one question I've been asking all ambassadors, and that is, what advice can you share with young people who have a passion to help others, but they just don't know where to start?
Yeah, of course. So one main really piece of advice that I would have is you don't need to think that you have to like instantly make like a big program, like where you're like impacting like thousands or like hundreds of thousands of people. It's really important to make as much of an impact as possible, but there's nothing wrong at all with starting in your local community and like helping your friends possibly with something. Like one of my motivations was to help a few of my friends learn about filmmaking. That's like my first thing that I wanted to do. Like I got into filmmaking, and I wanted to help a few of my friends at school like also get into it, and see how they can express themselves through that. And so I started teaching them a little bit, and I got them engaged with that, and I saw like how amazing like it was for them to learn, and they were so happy that they were able to realize that they don't need like all the like DSLR camera and like green screen and tripods and everything to make something meaningful. And from there, I was able to like contact a local library to teach kids more in the community. And then on a much larger scale now, I host online classes for people from anywhere around the world. We've had students from Saudi Arabia sign up, and we've taught. We've had also from Canada, a couple other countries. And it's been an amazing experience, and it all really started from like the first like small group of students that I taught. And it's really nothing at all to think that it's like not good enough, since it's really impactful to make an impact on even just a couple of students or a couple of people who you're looking to engage with, whether it be like young kids or maybe older adults with your program. The first step really I would advise is to get started with like one or two people. And then you can test it out and see how like what things work well, what don't. And that's something also that was taught to me by the ambassador program. Um, and really that's like your setup for success, since then you can grow from that and reach an even larger audience and impact even more people, and hopefully one day your organization's name is like on posters everywhere, like around the country, or but I would definitely suggest to start on a level which is much more attainable at the beginning, and then you can grow and it becomes a really impactful program.
Right. Yeah. Baby steps, right? You just got to start somewhere. And you can
Mhm.
always edit, you can always change things along the way.
Yes.
Great advice. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mark, for being here and sharing your journey with us and your insights with us. For anyone watching, if they have questions for you, how would they best contact you?
Sure. So on our website, lightfilmfest.org, we have a contact us form, or you can reach me directly at Leschinsky@lightfilmfest.org. I know my name is kind of a mouthful though. So you can go on the website on the contact us page, or you can go on our website to the team page, and then you can see my profile there, and you can email me directly from there. It'll have my email address on like right next to my name. You can reach out and ask me anything, relating to filmmaking, or if you're interested in starting your own program, if you want some advice or some help with anything really, with publishing a book, with starting a podcast series, anything.
Awesome. Thank you. And I do admire that about you. I feel like you're really an open book, and you're there to help your fellow ambassadors, and you're just so willing to share your experiences and anything that might be helping others. So I love that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yes. Thank you for being a part of the ambassador program, and for having the courage to put yourself out there and do what you're doing. You're such a positive role model for so many young people, and you are making the world a better place.
Thank you so much.
So please reach out to Mark if you have any questions about his project. If you have any questions about the ambassador program, please reach out to ysap@davidsongifted.org. That's YSAP. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.